questions asked by their biggest fans. This is Ask the Band.
Hey, this is Patrick, bass player in the band Live, and I'm here today to answer some questions from the Ask the Band series on Rock 108 in Abilene, Texas. Our first question from Jana reads, do you remember the exact moment that you, and she uses quotes, made it, or that you knew you'd be a rock star for the rest of your life? There was one particular moment everything really clicked in my head and I thought, wow, this is probably it. It was the first time we did Saturday Night Live. We performed as the musical guests. And as a kid growing up, as I got later into my early teens, my parents would let me stay up Saturday night late to watch Saturday Night Live. And I can remember seeing The Clash and The Police and all these bands. And in the moment, you know, years and years later, when I'm sitting in the green room and looking at all the pictures and the people who had been there, I think that's when it really hit me. I was like, this is like a childhood dream and it's coming true. And I don't know if I made it, but that was the moment that it kind of went click, click. So thank you, Jana, for that question. Terry, Throwing Copper is my favorite album. What is it like to play those legendary songs after all these years? That's an interesting question. To me, now playing Throwing Copper with Chris handling the vocal duties is almost a throwback. Chris somehow brought back into the band a spirit that was there in the early days, the sense of urgency and just raw power. So, you know, like we can kick into a song like Iris that I can play with my eyes shut and laying down in bed with earplugs on. But when Chris is there as the muse or as the ringleader on stage, it just elevates itself. And I'm finding that on all the Throwing Copper material. So it's invigorating again, and I blame that on Chris Shin. This is from Karen. What's the most memorable tour you've ever been on? There's been a lot of memorable tours, some good, some bad. The most memorable one was really our first real tour with the release of Mental Jewelry. And we went out on the MTV 120 Minutes tour sponsored by Hyundai. Blind Melon opened the show. Blind Melon was still pretty young. That's my mom sending me a message. It was live. It was Big Audio Dynamite. So we have in that band Mick Jones from The Clash. And then we also had PIL on tour and from the Sex Pistols. And for me, again, it was like I found myself in this position that all of a sudden, these are people I looked up as, you know, I looked up to these people as kids and respected their music. And it's like, holy cow, I'm on tour with them. And I had a lot of great memories, had actually some really great conversations with John Lydon that you would never think he's really human, but he is. And yeah, pretty cool to hang out with some rock legends for a few months in your life as a 19-year-old kid, to say the least. Thank you, Karen. Ted, if you had a time machine, where and when would you take it? Well, you know, I'd go right back to the old cowpoke days. I don't know, Ted. My time machine probably would take me back to the wild, wild west, even though I'm allergic to horses and hay. So I don't know, I guess I'd have to walk everywhere. But you get to wear cool boots and vests and kick-ass hats, all right? Thanks, Ted. Finally, from D, what's your favorite band that people probably haven't heard of? Band. I don't know, band. I came up really quick. When I read this question, my first thought was D'Angelo. He has a new record out, Black Messiah. That's just my pitch for it because it's awesome. Bands that you wouldn't know that you should listen to. There's a little band here in York, Pennsylvania called Free Breakfast. But you should probably end up at the first cap some night and see. And that's about it. So thank you for everyone writing in questions. This is Patrick Dahlheimer from the band, live, signing off.
More Ask the Band segments are on the way, so subscribe to our YouTube channel today and let us know which band you want featured next.